Monster Party is one of the most unique games for the NES. Sure, it looks like a typical side-scrolling platformer, but those sections are just there to give you a break between battles, because in this game's 8 rounds, you'll slay a total of 21 bosses. That's only 5 fewer than Alien Soldier on the Sega Genesis. Monster Party was published by Bandai, a Japanese toy company. Bandai owned the license to make toys for popular Japanese properties like Dragon Ball and Ultraman, so its video game division often published games for these licenses. Still, they quietly released a number of great NES games in North America, including Galaga, Dragon Spirit: The New Legend, and for better or for worse, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Bandai's biggest claim to fame in the video game world is the creation of the Family Fun Fitness Mat, which was sold outside of Japan as the Power Pad. Nintendo eventually licensed the Power Pad from Bandai and also purchased the rights to the game Stadium Events, which they retitled World Class Track Meet and included it with the pad. As part of the deal, Stadium Events was pulled from store shelves and is now one of the rarest and most collectible NES cartridges. Much like other toy company LJN, Bandai didn't actually develop games, they just published them. Monster Party was developed by the same company that made Stadium Events, Human Entertainment. Human Entertainment also made Kabuki Quantum Fighter for the NES, but is possibly more famous for the Fire Pro Wrestling series or Clock Tower for the PlayStation. Monster Party's story focuses on Mark, a regular kid that was just coming home from a baseball game when a monster named Bert crash lands in front of him and immediately chooses Mark as the savior of his troubled home planet. As they travel to Bert's homeworld, he fuses with Mark. Now whenever Mark finds some pills, he can eat them and transform into the dragon-like monster. Together they must defeat the 21 monster bosses and free Bert's planet from the tyranny of the Dark World Master. The most surprising thing about this game is how much seemed to get past Nintendo's normally strict censors. Although 8-bit and cartoonish, this game features significantly more blood and gore than the Super Nintendo port of Mortal Kombat. Perhaps even more interesting are the parts of the game that were changed before release. The original Japanese version was to be called Parody World Monster Party, and was going to feature a number of famous characters from movies as bosses in the game. The Famicom version was never released, but an original prototype was found that included a fight with Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors. In the final game, it was changed to this purple plant boss, but you can still jump onto the speaker that was removed from the background. Sadly, Monster Party was not a big hit for Bandai when it debuted in June of 1989. It was likely overshadowed by the release of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the NES, and getting almost no coverage in Nintendo Power magazine certainly didn't help. In modern times, the game has developed a cult following of fans. It didn't make it onto IGN's list of the top 100 NES games of all time, but I do think it deserves to be on there. Modern players that attempt this game will still have to deal with all of the challenges the NES is notorious for. Many of the bosses are difficult, the mazes are confusing, and fighting the wrong boss in round 7 can make it impossible to complete. But what if I told you where to find tons of health and pill power-ups so you'll always be ready for the next boss? What if I showed you the easy path through the dreaded haunted house maze? And what if I showed you how to defeat all 21 bosses? Even the Dark World Master himself? Well, on today's episode of You Can Beat Video Games, we'll learn all of that and more. If you're new to the channel, we're doing deep dives on retro video games and giving you the professional strategies that can be used by the casual gamer. Please make sure to subscribe and click the bell for notifications so you don't miss any new videos. Let's get started. Alright, Monster Party. As we start up a new game here, we're treated to an opening cutscene that is pretty lengthy and detailed. There aren't any more cutscenes in this game until the very end, so I guess they felt like they had to cram a lot of story here on the front end. After a strange note about the beauty of the star making Mark's eyes moist, the monster crash lands, and if I understand the story correctly, it seems that he chose Mark simply because he noticed that he had a bat. Somebody should probably explain to this monster what like a gun is. That would probably blow his mind. Now, if a monster that looked like that crash landed in front of you, would you run away, or would you decide to try to talk to it, assuming that it would speak English? Well, that's what Mark decides to do. It should be Mark's fault if this monster takes him somewhere and eats him, because that's probably what's going to happen. He goes with this whole, oh, I need your help rescuing my planet. And if that doesn't work, I have a van full of puppies over here that you might want to meet. Yeah, they're really cute puppies, Mark, come on. Well, Bert picks up Mark and they fly away before he even knows his name. Once they're up in the air, Bert decides to mention that the planet we're going to is dangerous. Yeah, that's something you should have probably mentioned before, Bert. And then, also without permission, he fuses with Mark. And that's how our story begins. Round 1 is called The Entrance to the Dark World, and if you were expecting something spooky, you may be surprised at what this looks like. You'll notice right away that you can reflect enemy projectiles back at them, and sometimes when the enemies are defeated, they'll drop hearts, which will restore our life. Inside this first door, we'll find the first boss, the man-eating plant. You can jump on that invisible speaker in the background, but the better plan is to just get right up next to the pot and just jump up into the air and rapidly attack the plant until it's defeated. Once it's dead, you'll get a question mark, and the question mark could give you some life back, it could transform you into Bert, or it could give you more points. Over here we'll find an enemy at some legs that when defeated will drop some health, and you can just farm that and fill up a lot of your life, and that's something you should consider doing. It will stop dropping health after a while, and the legs above it will give us a pill, which will transform us into Bert, and you'll notice that you don't have to go into all of the doors in this game. So if we go inside that one, it's empty. So a lot of the doors we're just going to skip. You only need to go into the ones that have bosses. Up here, we want to head to the right. And we can cross over these spikes. The spikes are not instant death, but they will damage you. So try to fly as far as you can and enter into the door over here. The instruction manual says that this boss is the giant spider, but I don't even know if I consider this an actual boss fight. He's already dead. All you need to do is wait around for a few moments and you can grab the question mark and leave. You do need to go in there though, or you won't get the key to be able to make it to round 2. Everything seemed all friendly until we passed this point. And suddenly, we've entered the dark world. Let the true horror begin. It does get pretty creepy here in round 1, although the later rounds aren't particularly scary. Stay down here on the bottom, there's going to be a human-faced dog, and when you kill it, you'll be able to get a pill that will transform us into Bert. The human-faced dogs are a trope in Japanese horror, but also appeared in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. Inside this door is the final boss. This is the Pumpkin Ghost. Stay close with Bert and rapidly attack him. He can be difficult to defeat if you're Mark, so make sure you get a pill and are in your Bert form before you go in there. Over here, if we take out that human-faced dog, we can get another Bert pill, which will keep us in Bert form longer. And we should shoot at those legs before we jump across here. We just want to keep making our way to the right. We have the key that we need to exit the round, so we don't need to enter any more doors. All of the remaining doors are empty at this point. You see those hands that are sticking up out of the ground? Those can actually damage you, so avoid them. And just make your way to the right. That's the door that we're looking for. If you have the key, just press up when you're in front of it, and we'll be on to round number 2. Round 2 is the Dark World Dungeon, but it looks more like the sewers. You can actually hit this red liquid and kill that fishman enemy with it, and the fishman is one of the enemies that drops health, so you may want to try to farm some health off of him, although there are some limits to that. Over here we want to take out this crocodile and then kill this weird mouth enemy because it's going to drop a Bert pill, and once we're in Bert form we want to head back to the left and take the ladder to the top, because inside this door we're going to fight the first boss of round 2, Medusa. You want to stay right where you appear and just start shooting at Medusa while you're in Bert form. When she shoots some snakes at you, you can flap your wings and jump over them, and then land and just keep dealing damage. Medusa is not very difficult if you got Bert form first. Head over here to the right. Whenever you kill that mouth again, you'll get another Bert pill. And you want to stay up here on the top and head over to the right. We're going to go down the ladder, take out this fishman enemy, and go down the ladder to the bottom. Down here there's a very easy to defeat crocodile enemy, and we're going to farm him for health. We want to max our health out, and there is a limit to how many health drops you can actually get in each round, so after a while the health will just stop appearing, and then you won't get any more health drops from any other enemies until you make it to the next round, or if you die and continue. Whenever you're in Mark form, the best way to fight this guy is to reflect his projectiles back at him, and if we can get 2 more hearts, we will be at full life, which will be very helpful moving forward. Let's see if we can get 1 more health power up, and there it is. Once we have full health, we're going to go up the ladder, and if you don't have full health but the health stopped dropping, then it's time to go up here and do this. We want to go back and grab that Bert pill so that we can move forward more easily. So we'll take out this mouth, grab that Bert pill, and now we're going to head back to the right. I assume that the Bert pills would stop dropping after a while, but that's never happened to me, so I can't confirm it. Make your way through the crocodile that drops the health. It's still dropping, so we'll see if any more health drops in this round, and we want to take out this alien pod. If you're ducking from this distance, whenever it shoots a bubble, it should go over your head. Keep heading over to the right, skip that ladder. We're going to have to fight one of these alien pods up here as Mark. The easiest way to defeat it would be to either reflect one of its projectiles back at it, which would defeat it in a single hit, or just get on top of it and start wailing away with the bat. Either way, when you defeat this fishman up here, we'll be able to get a Bert pill and get back into our dragon form. Head over to the right, avoiding the ladder. Watch out for that crocodile. You can duck under his projectiles. We're going to take this ladder down, and then we're going to head over to the left. There's a door over here on the left, which will take us to the second boss. First, we should take out this alien pod, though. And here it is, The shrimp attack, although it's actually an entire tempura appetizer. This is easily one of the weirdest enemies in the game, and maybe one of the weirdest on the entire Nintendo. The key is that this boss cannot damage you whenever you're ducking. So when it gets close to you, you just want to duck down, and then you can jump up in the air and attack it as it moves in front of you. So that way you won't get hit. It may also be good to just jump in the air and hold down the attack button. That will make you just put your bat out in the air, and you'll be able to score multiple hits that way. So that's how you defeat the shrimp attack. You just duck and let it go over your head, and then follow behind it and attack. It's really that simple. Once we've defeated the shrimp attack, there's actually a secret passage in this level that we can take. So head on up this ladder, and we're going to go over in front of this pipe on the left and press up right there. And now we're in a different part of the level. We've moved forward to the right. This is not a mandatory shortcut to take, but it will help out a little bit. We actually have to backtrack a little bit to the left so that we can fight the third and final boss in round 2. Just head all the way to the left and enter this door. This is the haunted well. I assume that Samara from the Ring or Ringu is down there, and she's the one that's throwing these coins at us, although they look more like dinner plates. You just want to get close to this thing, jump and attack. You can jump and just hold the attack button down. It's actually not that difficult to defeat. Once the haunted well is defeated, you'll have beaten all 3 bosses in round 2, and you should have the key in your possession. Head on down the ladder and make your way to the right. You'll have to defeat this alien pod, otherwise it'll damage you. And we're just going to climb up the ladder. The exit is going to be on the far right here, so just head down the ladder, head up the next one. We're just going to take the next ladder down to the bottom, and that is the exit door down there in the lower right corner. So just clear these enemies and get down to the bottom level. Take this guy out and just press up, and that's it. Round 3 is the Dark World Cave, and if you just hold to the right on the control pad, you'll avoid all of the falling stalactites at the beginning of the round. Over here you want to get them to fall and then move forward. Do the same thing here. We're going to skip that first door, and if you stand in front of that background pillar, that's a great place to attack this skeleton, who will drop a pill that can transform us into Bert. Bert will make short work of the flying vampire monsters and skeletons. The vampire monsters were originally going to look a lot more like Dracula. I'm not sure why they decided on that design. Inside this door we'll find the first boss, the Giant Bull Man. Not to be confused with the Minotaur, this is something different. Rapidly attack the Giant Bull Man, and you can try to flap your wings to fly over him when he gets close, but it may actually be better to just stay on the ground and rapidly mash the button, because he will go down quite quickly. To the right of the door we can find a Bert pill, and to the left of it we can farm an enemy to get more health, so I would keep fighting that vampire monster until you're at full health, and then make your way to the right, making sure to pick up another Bert pill so that you have full Bert power as you move forward. Watch out for these stalactites as you get to the top of the screen, and just keep on making your way over to the right, then head on into the second door. This boss says his legs are asleep. I'm not sure why. You may think this is a simple mummy, but it's the guardian of the giant sphinx. Hit him rapidly with Bert and he will go down fast. Start making your way over to the right. Watch out for these umbrellas that have been summoned by some sort of evil Mary Poppins. You can go top or bottom here, but if you stand in this spot right here, you can easily kill the skeleton, and if you can still get health in this round, you'll be able to pick up a heart. Head on over to the right. There are 2 of these flying vampires, and the first one that you kill should be able to give you some health, and you can just duck and avoid the second one. Over here, there's more of those umbrellas. You want to try to move them over to the left a bit where you'll be able to attack them more easily. So just kind of get them to animate and attack. You saw that there was a door down there on the bottom to the left. That door is actually empty, so you don't need to go back over there. Just keep making your way to the right. And we now have our Bert form, so that's going to be very useful when we fight the next boss, which is this giant spider. The giant spider wants all of our blood, but we're not going to give it to him. You can usually duck to avoid the X's that he shoots, but you'll actually take more damage if you come in contact with the boss, so that's actually the greater consideration. Just rapidly attack him with Bert, get the key and head over to the right, and the door to round 4 will be right there. Round 4 is the Dark World Castle Ruins, and I thought we were on a different planet, so what's up with all the Egyptian hieroglyphics? Unless Georgios Tsoukalos was right. Ancient aliens did build the pyramids. Skip that first door, and you'll notice that this albino crocodile is much easier than the purple ones we fought in round 2, which would shoot projectiles at us. Reflect a projectile to defeat the scorpion, and then we can stun this block to get it in line with the other one. You can't destroy those blocks with your weapon, but you can reflect an enemy projectile at them. That would destroy it. We'll reflect a projectile to take out that scorpion and then squirm under the platform. We need to head back to the left, and if you stand in this position, you can easily take out that snake enemy. Then head into this door to face the first boss. This is the giant samurai. He says, "I am a slowpoke," and it looks like there's no good way to get around this guy, but you can actually only be damaged by the legs, not the top part of the body. So you can actually just jump over the legs and jump through the body whenever he gets close. Either try to reflect the swords that he shoots at you back at him, or just rapidly attack the legs with your bat, and the giant samurai will go down quickly. Now we need to head over to the right and go all the way across those blocks that we squirmed under before. Take out this white crocodile, and go all the way to the right here where we'll find another door, and this is the second boss, the giant cat. They couldn't make anything scarier than a cat. How about a clown? Well, in any case, just jump and hold the attack button in when you're close to the cat, and you should score a bunch of hits on each jump. Once the cat is defeated, make your way back the way that we came, past the albino crocodile, and this time we're going to have to carefully maneuver around this scorpion. It's kind of hard to reflect the projectiles back at him from that position. We want to take the top path here. As usual, the final boss is pretty close to the exit, so you just want to wait in this position and keep attacking to take out this snake. Grab some health if you need it. And over here, this is a tricky scorpion. You would like to be able to reflect the projectiles back at him, but if you just stand on the edge here, you should be able to attack it enough times to defeat it the normal way. Down here at the bottom, this is the spot right by that crack to be able to defeat that snake. And you can see what happens when you deflect a projectile into one of those moving blocks. It's the only way to destroy them. Defeating that scorpion will get you a Bert pill, and we are definitely going to need Bert against the final boss. Skip that door, and just keep on making your way to the right. Get underneath that block. Bert can't destroy it either. only a deflected projectile will work. Keep making your way over to the right and then head back up on top to the left. The final boss is in this door. This punk rocker attacks with bad playing guitar, and the easiest way to fight him is to just rapidly attack with Bert and try to duck under the projectiles that he shoots at you, although he may get you a couple times. You'll take more damage if you come in contact with the boss himself, so try to only get hit by the projectiles and make sure to duck whenever the boss gets too close. We have the key, so all we need to do now is make our way to the exit door. Skip any other doors that you see. Over here, if you get on the very edge, you can hit a projectile back at that scorpion, but be careful not to fall down onto the bottom. You'll have to go back to the left to get on top again. Head over to the right, get underneath this block and attack the albino crocodile. And this is the end. If you can reflect a projectile into that block, it'll make it easier to get past. And that's the exit door that will take us to round 5. Round 5, the Dark World Lake, is shockingly easy. This enemy here that bobs out of the water takes just a ton of hits to kill, so avoid it and move on. Skip that first door, and also avoid that fish with the shark fin on its back, although I do like that little touch. This fishbone enemy can't damage you with the front part of its head, so you can get fairly close and just attack it, and you'll get a Bert pill, which will allow you to fly over until you reach this door, where we will face the first boss, the Living Dead. And this may be the easiest boss in the game. I'm not sure if you can count that guy that was already dead as a boss. This week on Dancing with the Stars, the zombies from Japan. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Living Dead. All these guys want is to share their dance with us, and if you try to attack them, it's just going to make it take longer. So just wait until they dance themselves to death. The door will open, and we'll be able to move on to the next part of round 5. Make sure to stay on the top here and enter this door. This boss is the Mad Javelin Man. There's 2 ways to fight this guy. You can stand up on this rock and try to reflect his projectiles back at him, or the other way you may want to try is just get up close to him and jump and attack the middle part of his body. You can jump and just hold in the attack button, and that will work pretty well too. Once the Mad Javelin Man is no more, you'll have the key, and all we need to do is make our way to the end of round 5. You'll notice that the water here is not instant death, but it can do you damage if you don't jump out of it quickly whenever you touch it. Just keep making your way over to the right. We don't have to enter any more of the rooms. We already have the key. Jump over this guy and skip that door. Just keep going to the right. We're almost there. We're looking for a door that is different from all the others. And we will get a little bit of our health back whenever we go into the door, so it's okay to be a bit reckless at this point. And there it is. That's the end of round 5. Round 6 is the Dark World Haunted House, and this is the maze. Take the first door on the left, and then in this room we want to skip the first door on the right and just get to this position and start attacking. That way you'll easily kill these disembodied legs, which will give you a pill and transform us into Bert. Head through the door on the right, and in this room we want to go to the right and take the door on the end. In here we have to go to the left, then kill this chair to get more Bert power, and take the door on the left. Over here we can attack these legs to get some health, but we actually want to take the door on the right And in here, we'll go all the way to the right, there's no option, and take the first door here. This will lead us to the door which contains the boss, the Chameleon Man. Only the head that starts in the lower right corner will be able to be damaged, so just fly and attack it with Bert and it will be destroyed quickly. We only need to kill one boss here and we have the key, so just head back the way that we came, and in this room we want to head to the right. And in here we can kill these legs to get some health, and we want to take the door on the far right here. So we'll grab that health and head through the door. This chair has health and is an easy one to farm for health. You can just keep going back through the door. But once you're ready, head through to the right. You will drop down and we want to take the first door on the right. Then we want to take the first door on the left. Now this is optional. Through here we can kill these legs, which will give us a pill, and then we'll be able to start round 7 as Bert. But we don't have to do that. Instead, what we need to do is go over here on the far left. That will take us to this room, and that is the door that leads to the exit. We've done it. We're on to round number 7. Round 7, the Dark World Tower, is one of the most devious levels on the NES. You want to climb up to the 3rd floor. If you attack the ghost at the top here, it will drop a pill so we can recharge our Bert power, and then we can enter the door to fight the first boss, the giant caterpillar, Rolls Royce. Watch out for Rolls as he moves towards you, and jump over him and just keep attacking with Bert and he will go down quickly. Now round 7 has 3 bosses in it, but you only need to fight 2 of them, and if you do fight the 3rd boss, you'll lose the key and you will not be able to complete round 7. So you'll need to decide which of the 3 bosses you want to skip. Remember, we're only going to fight 2 of them. The caterpillar's one of the easier ones, and the remaining 2 are the Grim Reaper and a rematch with the giant spider that we have fought previously in round 3. In the door here on the 8th floor, we can fight the Grim Reaper. You want to attack the middle of the Reaper. He'll release some heads which will attack you, but if you just rapidly attack his middle with Bert, he should go down quite fast. And that's it. You'll notice that we have the key now. We should make our way to the final door, which is at the top. But I assume that you probably want to see the other boss here. So this is floor 12. You want to head to floor unlucky 13. This is where the rematch with the giant spider is. And you'll notice after we kill the spider here and exit the room, that our key will have disappeared. See, the key is gone. So instead, this is the Grim Reaper's room. We want to just skip by all of the rooms here and make our way to the top. So that is a very mean trick. If you were curious and you just wanted to see what was inside of every room, then you would definitely have run into a boss on the 13th floor, and after defeating that spider, you'd lose the key and have to reset. I certainly hope you had your password. And this is it, the roof. We've done it. We've made it to the final round. The Dark World Heaven's Castle. Heaven? That's not very scary. I guess maybe it is for monsters? Head to the right a bit when you get here and kill one of those dynamite enemies to get your Bert pill, but then you need to make your way back to the left where you'll enter this church and you can fight the giant dragon. The easiest way to beat him is to crouch down in the lower left corner and just rapidly attack it. And once the dragon is defeated, we want to make our way back to the right. Make sure to kill that flying dynamite again to replenish your Bert power. And then you can just fly across the top of the screen and avoid the Big Dipper, which will shoot stars at you. and you should also be able to get away from the witches. This triangle-shaped building contains the hand creature, and you just want to get up close to him, duck down, and rapidly attack with Bert. The final building that we're looking for is a green Japanese-styled one. Head on down here and fight some enemies right in this general area. We should be able to get another Bert pill from a Dynamite Man. There it is. And there's the building we were looking for. Head on inside to fight the Snake Man. Oh boy, Mark Soup. Nope, we're gonna make soup out of this guy, because if you duck down and attack, he can't damage you. A very easy boss. Kill a Dynamite Man as you exit to get some more Bert power, and just start flying to the right. Over here, we'll be able to kill another Dynamite, which will give us some more health. There it is right there. And that's a good enemy to farm for health, because we definitely want to have as much health as possible when we get to the end. We also want to kill an enemy here near this Big Dipper constellation to get another pill to maximize our Bert time as well. And there it is. That's the final door. It's time to face the Dark World Master. The Dark World Master is a big creepy face, and you'll want to fly around in a circular pattern to avoid those eyes, and whenever that nose opens up, attack it as quickly as you can with your Bert attacks. Sometimes it seems like the nose just doesn't want to open, and it's totally random, but that's it. We've done it. We've beaten Monster Party. All we can do now is sit back, relax, and enjoy the cheesy ending. There's actually a lengthy ending on this one. He gets a treasure box from Bert, and a princess comes out, but the princess was actually a monster. Of course she was a monster. It was a gift from the monster planet. Monsters have to invade Earth. Yeah, Mark got scared. He should be scared because the monsters take his skin off. Yeah, that part's pretty messed up. But it turns out it was all a dream. Sort of like Nightmare on Elm Street. Or was it a dream? Roll the credits. Well, I hope this video was able to help you finally beat Monster Party and restore balance to the dark world of monsters. If it did, make sure to give it a like, and make sure to subscribe for more videos, because there will always be more extraterrestrial monsters desperately in search of heroes. And that's why we'll be back again next week with another video game you can beat. Thanks for watching.